Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Fabian Fusion has just started. We have all the events pretty much lined up, ready to go. This is gonna be an easier fusion in my opinion, because well, we do have some resources saved up. They've given us some shard, they've given us some energy. So if all goes well in terms of point requirements, we should be okay. If we have a look at the champion training that's going on right now, guys, this doesn't look so much out of the norm, but we got used to these higher price points. 6,500 needed for one of the rares. You're gonna fuse the rares, can make the epic, and then go on and make the legendary. You guys know the deal. If you're somebody who's new to the game, probably you won't be able to do this fusion because you need the shards, you need the summons, you need to complete those summons in order to get all of the things required to complete a fusion. It's not as easy as just doing the dungeon divers or champion training or all that. Have that in mind. So in terms of Fabian's fusion, there's this epic available, Lightward Sientra. Is she worth going for the extra epic? Because we will have one extra epic available. She has a way to steal one random buff from the target if the attack is critical. 100% chance of stealing one random buff from the target instead. Pretty cool, guaranteed way to steal a buff. Double hit attack that can steal Terminator. If it's critical, can steal 30% instead. Pretty cool, but nothing, again, out of this world. And then we've got an AoE attack before attacking, increase accuracy, increase crit rate on this champion, then does an increased duration of all buffs on this champion only by 1 turn if the attack is critical. Doesn't look that amazing to me. So far, increases this champion's attack by 2% for each buff they receive, stacks up to 30%. Nothing too crazy. It's just a 30% boost. I'm guessing this is a consistent stacking because we can get like 10 buffs. 10 times 2, that's 20%, so stacks up to 30. Doesn't make sense unless it counts buffs like, I don't know. Probably it stacks up, so it just stacks up for the duration of the fight. Doesn't look like crazy to me. Attack based, well, the attack here is on level 50, but if I have a look at her through the high elves, probably she's going to be around the 1400 range, 1300 range even. Still not worth it. This epic doesn't look at all interesting to me. Let's have a look at the fusion calendar that Raid had just provided to us. I want to share that and give you guys my thoughts. It's going to be pretty straightforward, so keep that in mind. We have Dungeon Divers, Dragon Tournament, Champion Training all lined up together. This is beautiful. They're trying to learn from their mistakes, but honestly, they don't always do this. They do it sometimes. So you're going to be triple dipping in points with Dragon Tournament, Dungeon Divers, and Champion Training. Possibly if you got a team that can do Dragon and have some extra champions as food champions to level up. But if that's not the case, then you can still double dip in points and do these together. So you double dip with Dragon, then you double dip with Champion Training and Dungeon Divers. All goes well, you should be able to complete the Dungeon Divers. Then we've got the next Dungeon Divers that starts. You should wait on Ice Golem farming and do this together. And then we will have a summon rush that goes on. This is going to be where things get interesting with the summon rush. So this is basically required, okay? This is basically required. To do summons, it's basically a requirement, guys. Everything else like gear enhancements, arena, again, very much required. But you have the possibility here to skip 4 events if you go for Lightward Sientras here on the summon rush. This is going to be for the people who have, I would say, 13 sacreds or so, 14 sacreds. If you have that, if you want to be summoning during this weekend, you should be able to get this epic. And that's going to save you a lot of time and effort for getting Fabian. Everything else you can skip basically if it's 4 events worth of champions, or if you do happen to pick up some of the rares here, or even the epic. If you do voids, then of course, guys, it makes this much easier. But guys, it's not like we have extras. It's only 4 events for each rare, so you can't skip these if you don't go for this one. You have to complete every single one, and that includes also the following up Champion Chase tournament here, which the quality of your shirts does not matter, and the champions you summon matter. So if you have a look at your game, if you got something like fragment summons here, like for Esme, if you got that saved up, then that's 500 points. It's probable it's going to be around the 2000 or 2500 mark. I hope it's not higher than that, because it's going to make things very difficult. And Basically, if you got remnant summons also, yeah, remnant summons also count for this, because you'll summon and you'll get probably an epic. If you get a void epic, that's more points. If you get a mythical, that's way more points, but these are very low chances. And again, if you don't have anything of this saved up, you can try and get some fusion points here, but this is very, very, very resource heavy. So I doubt anybody will do this consistently during a fusion to do it. Maybe you can do it beforehand to save up some, but honestly, it's very difficult, very unrealistic to expect somebody to do that. Maybe like the 0.001%. And that's even, you know, a stretch. So the remaining events, how are you doing them? Well, you have to do them. So champion training here can also double dip here with the dungeon diver. So there's possibility you can get some extra points here. Okay. But you can't do the spider. The spider is going to start when this dungeon diver ends, and there's no other event. So you have to do the spider tournament. You have to do the ice golem during this time. And then the Fire Knight starts alongside here. And this is where you will be double dipping points as well. This is basically a copy paste fusion, guys. It's nothing out of the ordinary. The point requirements sometimes switch a little bit. They have been higher than past years, obviously, but this is not the point of the video. I'm just saying, have a look at this, keep it in your thoughts, and go for the fusion if you want Fabian, if you want this arena champion in your champions roster. If you're somebody who loves skipping, skip it. I don't care. It's your account, honestly. That's it basically. It's a very, very straightforward fusion, guys. As I said, I have 40 ancients, 5 voids, 1 primal, 7 sacreds. I'm basically good to go for this fusion. I should be getting even more shards for this coming weekend, where the fusion summons. I'll have to do them. I'll probably have like 10 sacreds. So am I gonna go for the epic? I don't know, guys. I don't like to go heavy on the fusion in terms of shards. We don't know what kind of events though we'll have during the weekend. It's the 6th year anniversary, so we might have some cool champions coming through, and it's might be worth doing all those summons. So what I like to skip is the dungeon divers. So if I get greedy, I might go for that. I might go for the skipping, but that's not always the case. We'll see on how this goes. Fabian fusion doesn't look that scary to me, but always the points requirements could be a surprise. I'm guessing this is 2250. If I click on this one, 2250, it looks ordinary so far. So once the dungeon divers is up, I'll start doing dragon, and I should be okay. So in 24 minutes from now, guys, I'll be doing dragon, get this dungeon divers out the way. And I could also do champion training because I'm over on my energy. So I have a lot of energy to spend. And after that, guys, remember you get about 800 or so energy per day, depending on how frequently you use your energy. So you can keep that in mind. In terms of point requirements for tournaments, it's about 1 energy per point needed. So 2250, that's 1 energy per point. So 2250 energy on average is what you're gonna need. If all else fails, guys, just farm dragon 20, dungeons 20 on normal, and you get the points. You don't need to struggle and push for teams that do them in 10 minutes per run. If you want to do, you know, hard mode, if your account is still not there, just do normal. You'll get the points, get the fusion done if it's something that you're looking for. And yeah, just keep on playing. If you're somebody who skips, skip it. As I said, do your thing. I don't care. Right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you guys soon with more videos. Might go back on the test server, check out some more of the new champions, especially that new mythical. I want to check that one out. Thank you, guys. See you next one. See ya.